Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing my Noah character spotlight. Noah died, and yeah, so for those who have yet to actually watch the previous episode span, you guys may want to get out. I'm going to be doing my 10-second spoiler warning as usual because, actually, no, this is, basically because, you guys kind of want to know what happened to Noah and the reason as to why I'm doing a character spotlight, even though it's pretty obvious. So, 10-second spoiler warning as usual, starting now. Okay, so 10 seconds are up. So for those who have yet to actually watch the previous episode and haven't already, please don't comment down below or be messaging me. That never give you a fair warning because as usual I did. So yeah, why am I doing a character spotlight on Noah? For those who don't know and haven't left yet, Noah died. Basically, Noah died in one of the most goriest deaths ever on The Walking Dead. He was basically ripped apart. He had his face right here like demolished, ripped apart. His like jawline was breaking. Oh my gosh, it's one of those things that you kind of want to look away, but at the same time you really want to look at it because it's just so cool and freaky. I just thought the special effects for that scene was pretty cool. And on The Talking Dead, they actually showed how they did that, and it was with like a plastic rubber doll, but still looked pretty funny. Well, like the face expression looked pretty funny when you actually look at it up close, like this. Right? But it's also pretty sad, but it's also very well done. Yeah, it's pretty sad because Noah died. Noah, he's a character that we actually were introduced to in this season. So he was only more like a season character. He was. Basically, you have this joke of that every single black guy dies on The Walking Dead, which is true. Apparently, there's been 8 black guys who have died on The Walking Dead, or black people, because the first one was a female, and then after that's been males. It was Jackie. Let's see, you have Jackie, Tyrese, Noah, T-Dog, Andrew, Oscar, Big Tiny. It's like 8 or 9 or something like that. I'm not counting extras, it's something like that. It's You have an officer in Don's group who was black and he died. Whatever. Let's just say that a lot of black people died, and almost by far verbatim. And now Noah's the newest one to that group of people. So yeah, I don't know. I just zoned out. So yeah, basically, Noah, he was introduced again in season 5, Slab Town, which is episode 4. Slab Town, episode 4. He's been more or less every single episode since then, which is Consumed, Crossed, Coda, What's Happened, and What's Going On, Them, The Distance, Remember, Forget, and Spend. It's just sad to kind of see him go, also because, due to the fact that he was part of that Grady Memorial Hospital group, and nobody else really came out of that Grady Memorial Hospital group. You can argue that Carol kind of came out of that group, but she was only there temporarily. She wasn't really a member of that group. It was kind of like a pit stop for her, in many ways, quick pit stop and, whatever. Because Rick did save her, and tried to save Beth, but we all know how that went. Really, Noah was the only one from that group. We saw... many people blame him for the death of Tyrese and Beth, and I really wouldn't blame him for Beth's death, because Beth's death was kind of a thing that was more on her own part, because she stabbed Dawn and she got shot. I don't really blame Noah that much. Yes, maybe she is what caused her to do that, but he really wasn't intending to. Then again, he wasn't intending to do it again in Tyrese's death, but in Tyrese's death, it had a more direct effect, and this one it was a bit more indirectly. And for Tyrese, it was more direct, mostly due to the fact that he was pinned down by zombies. If he would have gone to Rick's group a bit faster, maybe he would have possibly saved Tyrese. But yeah, overall, Noah is a pretty cool character. Pretty cool character to have. Sad to see him go. Also, because, again, he was part of that Grady Memorial Hospital, because up until now, we don't know if any of those members from the Grady Memorial actually survived or are alive or whatever. We also saw his small townhouse and how that kind of went to shit, apparently while he was gone. he's kind of lucky though that he was gone because he was able to survive way longer than he would have by at least a year. Because he said he was in Grady Memorial Hospital for about a year, and even about a year ago, the town survived or was alive or whatever. A year ahead, they weren't alive, so he survived for at least about a year or something like that ahead of his group. I mean, yeah, we did see him, suffer through the loss of his mom and brothers. And he did have that bond with Glenn and Tyrese. Um, it's just kind of sad to see him go because like the few people he ever cared about in that group, because the few people he ever cared about were Glenn and Tyrese in that group. Well, I mean, he cared about everybody in that group, also Beth. But it just seemed like everybody he seemed to care about, just kind of died, or he. Well, actually, no, Glenn didn't die, but you know what I'm talking about. He kind of just left them all at the end because he cared about Tara and he doesn't know if she survived at the end. He cared about Eugene, and he does and for all he knows, Eugene's alive, and so is Glenn. But at the end, he basically suffered a lot through the apocalypse because he had a limp leg. Also, you have to remember that he lost his parents, family, and his possibly all his neighbors and whatnot. Actually, all his neighbors and friends and whatever and family. While he wasn't around, Don was a complete bitch to him. So was Girder. No, not Girder. The other guy from the hospital. So was Gorman. He was also kind of a dick to him. And his own person, which I believe was Jeffries, was not Jeffries. O'Donnell. O'Donnell was kind of a dick to him as well. So all the officers were kind of a dick to him, and once he survived, he was able to experience what the apocalypse actually was, which ironically is kind of what killed him. But again, in the apocalypse, you die either zombies and or people or whatever. I mean, yeah, and also Nicholas, a real dick survivor. What an asshole. He's a really shit survivor, even in the comics. Even in the comics, he's always trying to weasel his way out so he doesn't get in trouble. So I'm pretty sure even after that, he's still gonna get screwed over because Nicholas is such a dick. He's gonna be saying like, "Oh no, I had nothing to do with their deaths. Glenn, he killed his own people and he killed Aidan. That's his fault. That's his fault, not me. Nick, no, I'm a good person. Remember Deanna, I'm a good person. No, Nick is. Even in comics, he's like that. So Nick, total dick. I really would have preferred to see Nick die instead of Noah, and I'm pretty sure it was possible. Yeah, but they were stuck in the revolving door of death, and when you have Nick. Yeah, he's a dick survivor. I understand him. He has children, but still, pretty dick move right there. He could. Yes, I understand he did panic and whatnot. But yeah, but I do think there is a possibility that he could have been saved, which I'll save for another discussion topic. But overall, Noah, he was a great person, great character to have around. Kind of sad to see him go. I would have thought he would have lived a bit longer, at least one more season, due to the fact that he was part of the Grady Memorial Hospital group, and he was new. But then again, you kind of do have to have those deaths that kind of come out of nowhere. And he had a pretty gory death with his jaw coming out, like inches away from, like literally just inches away from Glenn. And Glenn has never lost anybody in the apocalypse. So, honestly, just a really terrible death he had to go through, ripped apart, which is, again, something we've never seen in the apocalypse. So, yeah, really just sucks to see him go, really sad to see him go. And yeah, that's basically it for this discussion topic. What are your thoughts on the character of Noah, played by Tyler James Williams, from Everybody Hates Chris, also known as Everybody Ate Chris? Yeah, I know, it's a joke. They said that Talking Dead, and it's kind of been a repeating joke. But play on words, whatever. I have no shame on saying that, but it sucks that the character died. And yeah, and there's one thing though, a pet peeve on his death is just a one pet peeve. He died with a backpack on his back. I'm like, shit. Supplies were just lost as well. Yeah. Now that I look, when you actually see some of the pictures of his death, which they have uploaded online, I'm just thinking, now I'm thinking more, crap, the supplies are lost, as opposed to, crap, Noah's dead. Because I already went through Noah's death. Now I need to go through the last of the supplies. Yeah, but he had a backpack on when he died. Just, I don't know, small pet peeve. Every time a character dies with supplies, I'm like, aside from the fact that they died with supplies. Now we can't get them, so I'm like, shit. Yeah, that's like a small pet peeve. I don't know why. Yeah, it's so bad that he died. I mean, yeah, rest in peace, Noah, portrayed by Tyler James Williams. I hear he's gonna be in the NCIS spin-off series or something like that. I don't know. I don't know because I don't watch NCIS, or CSI or something like that. So yeah, I mean, overall, pretty great character, especially in the short amount of time we had for him. Is again, a short amount of time we had with him, and yet we care for the character that much. He was such a great character. Again, from the Grady Memorial Hospital, I think that also does influence the fact, and also the actor is very likable. He was a very likable character, and it just sucks to see him go. And here's the thing though, the surefire was for you to die. You're either A, black, B, you have hope, or C, you're black and have hope. Seriously, that's how Tyrese died. Herschel died because he had hope. Um, Andrew died because he's black. Again, it's either you have hope or you're either A, you have hope, B, you're black, or C, you're attacking Rick's group, which is also another possibility. So yeah, that's basically it for this discussion topic. Sucks that Noah had to go, and yeah, I will be doing a discussion topic on my thoughts on Aidan's death, because he was around for at least a couple episodes for me to at least give my thoughts on him, as well as a discussion topic on whether or not Noah could have been saved, or could have he survived. So yeah, that's basically it for this character spotlight. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, and comic book reviews. Comment down below on your thoughts on his death, and what are your thoughts on the character as a whole. Like the video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer. Like the video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer. Subscribe, comment down below, follow me on Instagram, Daniel Mart. And aside from that, that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.